Okay, water usage for 7i. We're talking about rainfall, we're talking about water usage in the home, and all of it is getting graphed or tabled. Same thing we did with the motor vehicles, you are using those graphs and tables in order to find out other information, or using other information in order to create graphs and tables. Our first example here has the different rainfalls for two different areas. They are colour coded, so Newcastle's got the blue and Wollongong has the red over the 10 years. At the bottom you'll see all of your years sitting along there, and of course our rainfall in millimetres was up on the vertical axis. These questions are asking very, very basic stuff about all of that data. First one is the annual rainfall for Newcastle in 2015. We find 2015 and we go up, Newcastle being the blue, find where the blue is, and that was sitting just about there, which is above that halfway mark but not quite much beyond that, so we're probably looking at 960 millimetres or somewhere around there. Next one up is the wettest year during the 10-year period for Wollongong. That means we are looking for that beautiful red line and looking where the red line was the highest. It's obviously up here, which was in 2013. And last one up, looking for the largest gap between the lines. There's a few different ways to work this one out. You should be able to do it visually. If you aren't sure which is the biggest gap, actually do the maths for it. So a couple of options, you could have a huge gap here. There's also a rather large gap here. Working out which one was the best of the two, you'd look at approximately where the top number was, which is about 1360, and our bottom number, which was sitting about 1010, giving us a difference of 350, whereas the other one was sitting just below there at the 1150, and the bottom one sitting probably at the 780 roundabout, giving us a difference of 370, making our 2009. Ooh, you didn't even notice that difference in between those two. Got to be careful when you're looking at these ones. So we've got 770, somewhere around there, going up to our 1150, 770, giving us our best option as the 2016 gap. Be wary when you're reading graphs. I didn't even notice that that gap was there until I looked down. Always got to be careful. Household water usage, same thing, you got given a graph. This one's got a pie chart in there. We don't have them come up very often, but they're relatively simple to use if you're paying attention. First question is looking for the total kilolitres. On there, they've got all of the different kilolitres for each section, literally just adding them all together. Total is 167. Next thing up is finding the percentage of total water used for operating the washing machine. So we find out the washing machine is that light purple, which gave us our 49 over our total of 667, times equals by 100 to get us our percentage. Last one up is asking for the change if we use a dual flush rather than a conventional toilet. Now there are a couple of different toilets on here, the ensuite and the downstairs, so we've got to add both of those together. So the ensuite was this beautiful 11 and the downstairs was that 13 back there. Total of 24 kilolitres all up. To find a percentage of something, you times, which gives us our answer there. For all of the questions, just as we did then, read the question, look at the graph, and of course be very, very careful when you're doing it. Rainfall for year 1 in April. You go year 1 is the blue line. April is here, which puts us there, which would be approximately halfway up between the 350 and the 400, which is 375 millimetres. Which month had the lowest rainfall for both years? So you're looking at what had the lowest bump. It's the red year here, so year 2, and it was sitting probably at the 60, 65, somewhere around there. Question wants us to give Feb as our answer. lowest rainfall for January to June. So our January to June, you've got a couple of options here. Your probably best one is to add up all of your bits and pieces, although you've got some definite high peaks for the blue. There was, well, actually no, you probably just go straight with the blue. Wouldn't even have to add them up. There isn't anywhere where the red goes significantly above the blue, so year 1 takes the win. Which month was there a bigger difference in rainfall between 1 and 2? Having a look again where our big gaps were. So our big gap we've got here, which was looking at what, 290, and we said the bottom one was, what do we say, about 60 we said before, so that's a 230 gap. Our other big gap is in here, which should be about the 170 all the way up to our 375, so 375 and 170, which gives us 502, giving us that being our biggest gap, which was the February month again.